It was Voltaire that said, those that can make you believe in absurdities can make you commit atrocities. So true, as we've seen throughout history. How else to explain the Holocaust, the Russian Revolution, and the terror orchestrated by Stalin, the witch trials, the witch hunts in Europe and America, Mao in China, many different religious wars. You know, the history of human society really is that on a regular basis, the population can be made to believe in absurdities and thus commit the atrocities that follow. And when you add in as well a demise in religion, in God, in spirituality, which I think has happened over the last, the last few decades it's accelerated in the last few decades, you will then have a situation where people need to replace that spirituality, that sense of meaning, God, whatever you want to call it, with something else. And that's what's happened. And that's what I want to talk about today, because I looked at a few tweets over Christmas, and none of what I'm going to say now, they're not parody accounts, they're not taking the piss. This is actually what people are doing and what they believe in and what they think is in some way sane and reasonable. So laugh at this if you want, or shake your head, or a mixture of the two. And thank God as well that these lunatics are now starting to lose their power, their grip on the minds and behaviours of the general public, because the general public, as I've talked about in the last couple of videos, are now listening to the people who've been talking about truth and conversation and, you know, reason and logic, the likes of us. But they still exist and they're significant in number. So, and whilst they're entitled to their views, I think the best thing to do is to call them out for how utterly insane and unhinged these people are. So, Christmas morning begins with the traditional exchange of photos of negative lateral flow tests. Wow, does it? Not in my house, it doesn't. This one, a photograph that their family has left out for Father Christmas and the reindeer. They've got a can of beer, glass of milk, a carrot and a mince pie. Lovely. But what else is on that photograph? You guessed it, a lateral flow test. With these words: mythical saint and magical being or not, you're doing a lateral flow before you come round, whichever entrance you use. So what I want to know is, for these parents, if Father Christmas would have come down the chimney and done the test and it was positive, would he have got chased straight back up again? Thus their children would have not had any presents from Father Christmas. Oh, what can you say? Honestly, these people are actually parents of children. Next one. My mate's cousin Matt is quite laterally a genius. Clever play on words, fair enough. Praised to be for his lateral flow church, accompanied with a photograph of a plinth, which is the lateral flow test in the blue box, a model church, complete with irradiant light glowing out and bathing the lateral flow in its holy glow. I mean, if you want an example of how the science, how disease, how jabs, lockdowns and lateral flow and PCR tests have been deified and turned into gods, there it is, quite literally. And the last one from the NHS Twitter account. I don't even know. I have no words to describe my levels of how much I despise the NHS. Anyway, every adult elf in the North Pole has had their COVID-19 booster vaccine in time for Christmas. Santa Claus just needs to check his list one more time and then he's good to go. It's just despicable, depraved and disgusting, isn't it? Anyway, so let's keep holding them to account. I mean, our job is to carry on pursuing truth and love. That's what we need to do. But there's another aspect to this, which is holding to account those who are orchestrating and enabling this through their insane, unhinged and deranged behaviour. So there are two strands, there's many different strands to defeat totalitarianism for many different people, using many different approaches and mixing it up all the time, but being relentless. But I just wanted to do this video so that, yeah, you can have a bit of a laugh, to consider that there are people who actually believe in this shit. It is unbelievable. But also to acknowledge and remind ourselves that those pulling the levers of power still espouse this utter insanity, and they have their loyal, dutiful, zealot followers who have, as I've said, made a religion, made a cult out of this last 2 years, because their lives are so empty and meaningless, and ours aren't. Ours are ones where we want to pursue a higher purpose, a higher meaning, create a better world, form community, form connection, maybe bring back God and spirituality into our societies, and we will win by calling this utter lunacy out. Anyway, hope you're having a nice day, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.